Hey there and welcome back to the channel. Joseyzy here, and today we're going to review a fan favorite, Killer Instinct, made by the powerhouse developer Rare in 1994 for arcades and ported to home consoles a year later. We're going to be looking at the Super Nintendo version. This version has a couple of options on the starting menu. It has a one-player mode where the game's main content is and lets you see non-canon endings for every character. The two-player option is self-explanatory and lets you go head-to-head with your friends. Tournament mode lets up to 8 players input their names and the computer will set up matches between them, keeping up with their win-lose ratio. Practice mode will let you fight the defense's dummy while you perfect your combos. And lastly, the options menu will let you increase or decrease the computer's difficulty. You can set on and off easy combo breakers and apply the random character select. You can turn off the timer, and you can change the controller button inputs for either player. Getting into the game's story, most of it along with the character's background is told to us by the game's manual, or by watching a YouTube video like this one. The game's manual tells us about a war in the distant past between two warlords and their armies. Suddenly, a cloud of light engulfed the two warlords and banished them to the realm of Limbo. As centuries passed, the world plunged into chaos with pollution damaging the environment, governments falling, and megacorporations battling and destroying each other for the shares of the world's wealth. One of these corporations, called Ultratech, profits from selling weapons to the rest of their battling competitors. However, their latest source of profit comes in the form of a televised broadcast of their Killer Instinct tournament. They themselves set up the tournament to use as a testing ground for their own weapons. Each character has a motive or reason for fighting in the tournament, with Ultratech promising whatever they desire as the ultimate prize. This story is short and nice for a fighting game that leaves you intrigued in knowing more about each character. While I won't reveal the character's ending, let's review each one of them real quick and discuss their motivations for joining the tournament. In total, there's 10 playable characters and one final boss. Starting off the list, we have Orchid, who's a secret agent sent by an unknown group to investigate the disappearances surrounding the Killer Instinct tournament. Jago is a Tibetan monk who is guided to the Killer Instinct tournament by the Tiger Spirit to destroy the evil within. Fulgor is the prototype cybernetic soldier Ultratech produced to test in the Killer Instinct tournament. Chief Thunder is a Native American who enters the Killer Instinct tournament to solve the mystery behind his brother Eagle's disappearance in last year's tournament. Spinal is a secret weapon of Ultratech who succeeded in reviving an ancient warrior that doesn't remember anything about his past except the fight. Saberwolf is a werewolf with a rare disease that enters the Killer Instinct tournament on a promise of a cure if he wins. Cinder is a convicted criminal who agrees to participate in the tournament in exchange for freedom. Glacius is an alien that crash landed on Earth and got captured by Ultratech. He's also fighting in a tournament in exchange for freedom. TJ Combo was an undisputed heavyweight champion who got stripped of his title because of his brutal fighting methods. He joined the tournament to regain his fame and fortune. Riptor is a product of Ultratech's DNA manipulation program. He is a fighting creature with animal ferocity and human intelligence. And last but not least is the boss of the whole tournament, Idol, who is one of the two warlords that was stuck in Limbo. Unfortunately for the rest of the combatants, Ultratech found a way to release him and set him as the final opponent. Moving on to the controls. For a fighting game of the 90s, the controls are very responsive. There's no input lag or slowdown when you perform combos. The fast response to button presses makes it easier for you to chain attacks and perform combos of varying difficulties. Even though each character has their own fighting style, the controls are so tight that adapting to a new character doesn't feel like a hassle, thereby increasing the replayability of the game. Each character has their basic punch, kick, and projectile that can all be arranged in different ways to deal different amounts of damage, eventually culminating in the ability to perform a danger move that's basically a special or finisher. To perform a danger move, your opponent has to be in the danger mode state, and then pressing a certain combination of buttons will let you do it. There's 2 videos on my channel with examples of what they look like, so check them out. Humiliations are another special move that can be performed to force your opponent to do a funny dance. It's performed the same way danger moves are, just using different inputs on the controller. The game has a basic blocking system by holding the back button on the controller, but if you get caught in an enemy's combo, pressing a button matching the enemy's attack strength will cause you to perform a combo breaker, breaking you free from their attack. On the other hand, if you find yourself getting used to performing your own combo attacks and your enemy's in the danger held state, you can finish your opponent by performing an ultra combo that deals a devastating amount of damage. The stages you fight in are mostly based around that character's background. From Saberwolf's creepy den to Cinder's blazing rooftop, the stages all automatically follow a specific character's traits or backstory. There are 17 stages in total. 12 of them are the main stages that you see in a regular playthrough. 3 of them are alternate stages for certain characters, and the last 2 are secret stages that can only be found by inputting a certain code. Each stage for the most part has their own specific soundtrack, with alternate stages sharing one. Similarly to the stage's aesthetic, the music also fits in well with the character of that stage. It helps the player immerse themselves into that specific fight, where the atmosphere can range from creepy and tribal to a more dynamic and primal fight. The songs have a wide range of notes and instruments, so you'll have no problem finding at least one that keeps bringing you back to a certain stage. A single playthrough on normal mode took me about 20 minutes, but each person will have a different experience because of the difference in difficulty the game will apply or their personal skill level. Viewing each character ending will take a while, but the controls, atmosphere, and music will make revisiting the game a pleasant experience. The ability to change the game's difficulty in the settings lets you learn a new character's moveset in a more forgiving setting. Or if you think you're hot stuff, you can use your best character and challenge the highest difficulty to be the undisputed king of Killer Instinct, at least in your house. I'm going to give this game a rating of 9, because this game is definitely worth buying or playing. It's a classic for a reason, and had the flair and personality to stand out among the vast quantity of fighting games that came out during the 90s. The controls, fighting system, lore, and game's atmosphere make it a unique and enjoyable experience for newcomers and veterans alike. This was your host Joseyzy, and thank you for joining me in this review. See you in the next one.